sucker for love. And in this world full of suckers, you fit mine like a glove. The fit is perfect, but nobody above, yeah. The clock's ticking as the time flies by. We in two different worlds, but living the same life. Two different dreams, you make me feel so alive. Need you by my side, need you by my side. Just a power couple daily blowing off steam. Making love to you so damn seamlessly. We be doing it so damn frequently. Easy cause we on the same damn frequency. Take it to the Sunset Boulevard. Tell mama said she wanna tag along. She don't care if it's right or if it's wrong. Yeah, we'd always get along. Even through the downs, gotta stay strong. Now we singing the same song. All I ever, yeah, is think about you. I think about you daily. So baby girl, don't play me. All I ever, yeah, is think about you. They call me Dan, the Lakers fan. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, Laker family? It's your boy DTLF back with another video, guys. We live. Cleveland versus the Lakers today. The return of the king to Cleveland. And there's been a lot of rumors surfacing. Could this be, one of his final stints in Cleveland or games versus Cleveland? And I think the answer to that might actually be yes. I think this might be LeBron's final game versus Cleveland, but I don't think this will be LeBron's final game in Cleveland. All right, the rumors already started to circulate. Reports are saying today, and just today, conveniently today, they came out that Cleveland Cavaliers are reportedly very open to welcoming LeBron back for a third stint, potentially for a retirement tour. This could happen if he opts out of his expiring contract with your Los Angeles Lakers. So most likely, I believe, and remember, I interviewed the agent earlier this year that wrote the book. And in that book, right, I didn't want to spoil anything at the time, but it's been out for a couple months now. In that book, at the end, it says that he believes, and he's got plenty of sources, that LeBron will retire in Cleveland and we'll have a farewell tour. What's up, Solo? What's up, Kimiko? What up, everybody? Welcome. We're going to get into tonight's pregame, Lakers versus Cavs and all that. Just wanted to bring that to your attention, guys, because I do feel like we're witnessing LeBron's final year with the Lakers. However, not his final year in his career. Again, I have a feeling he's going to go back to Cleveland for his farewell tour. It just makes a lot of sense. Oh, and that's not it. See, Cleveland's already rolling out the red carpet for LeBron. Welcome home, LeBron. And they, in the lockers, and they're showing LeBron with the trophies. Rightfully so. I'd do the same thing if I wanted to recruit LeBron. Well, even Bronny gets a welcome home. They had to do a lot of work to find a picture with Bronny in the championship year. So that's pretty cool. And then even coaches getting a welcome back. But the point is that it's happening, guys. The trade deadline is here, and I don't think LeBron's going anywhere by the trade deadline since he has a no-trade clause. But Cleveland would naturally be a perfect landing spot for LeBron if he does opt out of his contract and decides to become a free agent. Other spots could also be the Golden State Warriors, right? Apparently, the Warriors are interested in pairing LeBron and Steph Curry this summer, and there's talk that potentially the Lakers extracting value in a deal if he wants out. But again, right now the rumor mill is crazy. We got the report today. I posted it here on the community section of Giannis officially wanting out, and the Bucks most likely about to comply, whether it's now during the trade deadline, right? With only, how many days left? I think 8 days left to the trade deadline, or by the summer, which I think is still more likely. But apparently teams are surfacing with trade offers, and there's one team in particular that's offering the most at the moment, according to multiple reports, and that is apparently the Warriors, who have offered Jimmy Butler, Kuminga, multiple first-round picks, and other assets. Okay, so apparently they are stepping up to the plate and upping the ante. So if that happens, it can get really, really interesting, at the trade deadline. On top of that, guys, as pertaining to the Lakers are, they're reportedly willing to include Rui Hachimura in a trade before the deadline. So we'll see what kind of player that could bring back for sure. I mean, again, stuff is going to get really interesting with the trades. There's also rumors of us potentially packaging Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent to try to get a wing player. The Lakers are still very active. All right, they're very active. They're actively looking to improve via trades before the February 5 deadline, according to multiple reports, including shopping draft picks. There's been rumor that the Lakers would likely like to shop the tradable 2030 first round pick, whether it's, I think it's 32 or 31, for multiple picks and exploring ways to bolster their assets for a bigger splash. So again, the Lakers are getting very, very involved here in the rumor mill. Also, Lakers have been rumored to be very interested in a player tonight that currently plays for Cleveland, and that is DeAndre Hunter. Is it the second or the third? DeAndre Hunter. Okay, DeAndre Hunter. Almost slipped my mind. That is the rumor that's been circulating today. So let's keep an eye on him today, see how he plays. Usually, players that the Lakers are interested in, their agent lets them know about it, and they end up balling out against the Lakers to try to impress even more. All right. So again, that's going to be, they've shown interest in Herb Jones from the Pelicans, Jonathan Kuminga from the Warriors, now DeAndre Hunter from the Cavs. What else is next? And likely, if anything does happen, it'll be a player we're probably not even talking about. So again, what would you guys like to see on the Lakers? Which one do you guys think is the most realistic possibility? Because right now, like I said, the Lakers have been very active according to multiple reports. Very active. Now, that doesn't mean that something for sure is going to materialize, but what it does mean is that there's a chance, especially since we do have expiring contracts. They sometimes have value, okay, in some trade deadlines. I don't know how this trade deadline is going to be, but sometimes those contracts can have value. But again, lots of rumors, and I'm going to try to bring you guys an episode of NBA Coast to Coast with me and Lou tomorrow. So stay tuned. We'll touch on those a lot more. My guy said we want Jared Allen. Let's see, man. I don't think he's on the block, but if they want LeBron, maybe we can work a swap now for Jared Allen. I'd do it, man. I'd do it if LeBron does end up wanting out, but I doubt it. I don't think LeBron will want out this season. I think he'll have options next season if he does opt out to become a free agent, which I think he will. What's up, Maurice? Good to see you, bro. But all in all, again, the Lakers play the Cavs today. This is our first of two meetings, our only meeting in Cleveland. And LeBron's return is always exciting to watch. It's definitely intriguing as this LeBron's return to Cleveland, where he spent 11 seasons and delivered the city a championship in 2016. Now, obviously, the Cavs are rolling out the red carpet. I showed you guys the pics already of the welcome home that apparently, according to a LeBron fan, they always do that, but this feels different. And they're also honoring that era with throwback uniforms tonight, right? So they're going to throw back those uniforms and everything. They're going to make LeBron feel right at home. Now, Lakers, Austin Reeves is still out with a calf strain. We hope to have him back before this road trip ends, right? I think Evan Mobley might be out for them as well, and Darius Garland as well, right? So that means maybe more minutes for DeAndre Hunter and guys like Sam Merrill and stuff like that. In the last couple of games of the Lakers, man, they've been playing a lot better. Both teams are hot right now. I believe the Lakers have been more efficient on the road, though. We're 3-2 in the last 5, and currently on a winning streak, a little winning streak, and with wins over Chicago and a couple other teams. So let's see if we keep this going. The Cavs, they're 4-1 in the last 5. So they're out here on a 4-game win streak. They'd be good teams as well, and let's see how we match up tonight. I'll tell you, the Cavs, they're 4th in scoring. They average 119 points per game, and they're 18th in defense. While we're 20th, so we're moving a little bit up, because I remember before we started this road trip, we were like 26th. All right. So let's see if we can keep moving up, man, in opponents' points per game. All in all, though, tonight I need this is the LeBron story tonight, but I'm gonna need my guy Luka to chime in as well. If Luka could ball out, and like I always say this, man, Luka and LeBron combining to give us an efficient duo, that'll be awesome, man. We'll see. For those thinking that LeBron is done this year, that's too Tim Duncan-esque. LeBron is not Tim Duncan-esque. LeBron's gonna want a farewell tour. He loves the attention, as he should. He's a great player. So I do believe that LeBron's gonna want a farewell tour, and the perfect place to do that especially after all the the sour relationship rumors and everything. I think the perfect place to do that will be back in Cleveland. He's done it before. He's left Miami. So I think he can leave LA. Why not? I know some people don't want him to, but I believe he will. I don't think he plays another year with the Lakers unless we win a championship. Even then, he might still go back home for a farewell tour. And there's nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't be mad at him. I'd be happy for him. And I would be happy for my Lakers to move forward either way. But back to tonight's game. We have to attack the paint relentlessly. Without Evan Mobley, yes, they still have Jared Allen. We have to try to overwhelm them. We have plenty of slashers. We have guys that like to get to the basket. We also have to contain Donovan Mitchell. He's their engine. He's averaging over 29 points per game. Double team and get the ball out of his hands for somebody else to beat you. Okay, we got to limit his volume of wide open shots. All right? And so, yeah, we got to be really smart on the defensive end with a player like him because he can detonate and get you 40 to 50. That's how good he is, right? We also have to limit the second chance points, all right? Cavs grab more rebounds than the Lakers on average. They average about 54, and we average about 50. If we can crash the glass, neutralize the offense by rebounding, we'll be all right. But DeAndre Ayton is going to be crucial. He hasn't been rebounding much lately, right? He has not been rebounding much lately. So can we do that? I hope so. Look, here's the thing. He could pay. Somebody said he just paid $100 million for a new house. He's not leaving. Yeah, that doesn't mean he has to leave permanently, man. A lot of players live somewhere and play elsewhere, and he can do that for 1 year. I'm sure that's not a problem. He's got so much money. I think he has a house in Cleveland as well. They can have two houses. They can move back and forth. They can commute. These people are rich. They're not like us, man, that we just get settled in one place and we're good. These players are rich. Okay, Lucas still has a house in Dallas. Doesn't mean he's going back there, right? He can have two houses, one in Los Angeles and one in Dallas. It happens, guys. And don't shoot the messengers. This is just what we're hearing today. These are rumors I'm relaying to you guys. I'm not saying he's for sure leaving, but if you put the leaves together, if you put the tea leaves together, man, you're gonna figure out that it's more likely that he leaves than that he stays. It's a lot more likely. People with actual sources have been telling me that they believe he'll end up in Cleveland after this season. Now, again, nothing's confirmed. LeBron probably hasn't even made his own decision yet, but it makes too much sense. It makes too much sense for him to have a farewell tour there, where he feels like he's more beloved. It just does, and it is what it is, man. We'll see what happens, but it'll get really interesting, man. That's just the rumors coming out today. And again, rumors, you take them with a grain of salt because at the end of the day, they are rumors. But I do believe he can end up in Cleveland. If not in Cleveland, maybe in Golden State or New York. But I think it'll be Cleveland. I'd be surprised if, my guy DeVry said, so with all of his business ventures here, kids in school here, are they living separately or are they moving as a collective? I don't know. I'm not his agent. You need to talk to Rich Paul about that one, DeVry. I wouldn't tell you how he would do it, but do I think he's incapable of doing it? No, I think he can do it. If he wants to play 1 year in Cleveland, they're very familiar there, very comfortable, and he can leave his family back and just travel by himself. A lot of players do that as well. It's not ideal, but do you believe DeFree that he's going to retire this year? Because rumors have it that he could retire this year as well. I don't think he will. But we'll see. Again, nothing is guaranteed right now. He said, I also don't know how they get him, and Dave reported today that LeBron may not actually want a tour. Yeah. Nah, I don't believe that. I'll believe it when I see it. If LeBron's the next Tim Duncan, I'll believe that when I see it because LeBron has a personality to him. He's not like Tim. He's not a robot like Kawhi. If they told me that report about Kawhi Leonard, who's stoic and just wants to be behind the scenes, why he went to the Clippers, doesn't want the limelight, I will believe it. But the King James, royalty, doesn't want a farewell tour. It just doesn't sound very LeBron-esque. It doesn't. It sounds more Tim Duncan-esque. I could believe Kawhi Leonard, but LeBron's on a different echelon. We're talking about personality. We're talking about swagger. We're talking about ego. LeBron is going to want a farewell tour. I could all but guarantee it. And I believe next year will be his last. I don't know where he will be, but I think next year will be his last, man. He would have announced it this year for sure. I'm 110% sure LeBron's not going to go quietly. Nah. You think so, D? You think LeBron's the quiet type? LeBron has mouthpieces in mouthpieces. Like this man, no, ain't no way. Because I always thought it was likely he retired this year. I also think it's likely he resigns here for 20 million or so. I don't see him taking a minimum to play in Cleveland personally. That's all they have. They could always maneuver things to make more cap. They could. They could work out a sign and trade. There's always things they can do to clear cap. There's many pathways to get, one thing. So we'll see. Nothing's guaranteed. This is just my opinion. And again, I've had people I've interviewed on here, man, actual people with sources, and they they believe LeBron James will end up in Cleveland for his final year. So that with the reports coming out today, with him being back in Cleveland, he's going to be in his fields today. They're going to roll out the red carpet. They're bringing out the retro jersey. Everything's kind of just pointing in that direction. But again, things can change. Championships can be won. If the Lakers somehow make a trade to line us up for a title shot this year, everything could change. But we'll see. Yeah, I get your point, but I will say it also can't be something we pick and choose. We can't believe some of the reports, but not believe the other ones when they come from the same person, right? Now, I'm going to pick and choose. I've paid close attention to LeBron James, man, from the decision to where he's going to probably end up. He loves the attention, man. It's no way in hell he's going out quietly. Again, I just don't see it. I'll believe that when I see it. If I see it, I'll be like, I was wrong. He went out quietly. Props to him. I think he deserves a red carpet rollout, and I think he'll get that. I think he'll get a farewell tour. I think he believes it for sure. But we'll see. He said, just got to take it all with a grain of salt. But I will say, if he doesn't want to tour, it will be the ultimate FU to everyone who thinks they know his plans. It's not an FU to us. It just, you can't be so one way your entire career and then switch up at the end. That would be a shocker for sure. It's not really a FU to us. If he retires quietly, great. If he retires, with a farewell tour, perfect. Either way, it's his decision. It's not going to hurt us or make us feel any certain way. We want to know what's going to happen. I think everybody wants to know what's going to happen, with LeBron James. It's normal. Just like we wanted to know with all the greats that came before, how they were going to do it, but there's going to be a lot of noise around it for sure until he announces it. And LeBron, he's very secretive until he announces it. So it's all pure speculation. And like you said, take it with a grain of salt. I do. But in my heart of hearts, I think I made a video a couple years ago, and I felt like he would go back to Cleveland. So, they can pay LeBron to the table. But with the relationship they currently have with the Lakers, according to multiple reports, we'll see. Things can change, though. Again, they reserve the right to change their mind. Golden State has a much more likely? Yeah, I can see that too. I'll tell you what I think is the least likely, though. I think the Lakers is the least likely. We literally have to win the championship and have a kumbaya moment, I think, for it all to happen. With all the noise that happened with Rich Paul this year and the new ownership and just the awkwardness that there is between LeBron and the front office and everything, I think, I don't see it. They may want him, but they'll have to gut the roster to make it happen, including trading someone like Garland. Oh, that's not a problem. For LeBron, you do it. Because Garland's a great player, but is he a championship level player, a player that can put you over the top? He's a player that can contribute, but he's not a player that puts you over the top. LeBron can. LeBron can put you over the top. So they would do that in a heartbeat. If they got to move Garland, they'll move him. Yeah, make sure you guys tap in for the watch party tonight today at 4 p.m. Pacific. The game does tip off at 4 p.m. Pacific. It's an East Coast game, so it's a little bit early, 7 p.m. Eastern for sure. But again, trade deadline around the corner. There's so much happening, guys. And it's going to get really interesting. You see what's happening with Giannis. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Giannis, because can somebody put together a mega package that really makes the Bucks click and say, you know what, this is the package? Or are they going to want to be patient and wait till the offseason where everybody can move, mountains if they want to get Giannis to try to make it happen? 3-team deals, 4-team deals, whatever. Not that can't happen at trade deadline. There's a little less assets going around. There's more teams that are going to have more draft picks, including the Lakers, who will wait till summertime. So a lot of things could happen. But again, keep your eyes peeled, because we haven't heard nothing about John Morant for a little bit now. There's other players that also were rumored to be on the way out, and they're still put. And last year they said we had about 26 trades at the deadline. This year so far, it's only been one. I know that it's not over yet, but hopefully we'll get an active deadline. We'll see. Things are going to get interesting. All right. Back to the Lakers tonight, guys, because we face the Cavs, and hopefully we're back on track Again, the Cavs have won 4 straight. This is the first of their 2 meetings, and Rui's been on fire, hitting 4 threes in the last 2 games. Can he continue that off the bench? Hopefully so. But again, it's going to get interesting because we're getting closer to Austin Reeves returning. That begs the question: what is the starting lineup going to be when Austin Reeves comes back? Right now, tonight is Jake LaRavia, LeBron, DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, and Luka Doncic, which has been one of our new favorite starting lineups. With Rui coming off the bench, I think it really adds a dynamic to this roster, and it's nice to have some defense to start and some offense, off the bench. It's really nice. I actually like the balance. How you guys been feeling it so far? Let me know. Keys to tonight's matchup. Let's go. First key, we're going to go limit turnovers because we're on the road. Anytime you take care of the basketball, we have a great chance. We've been doing a much better job of that the last couple wins, keeping it under 20 and preferably under 13, right? 14 or 13 around there. But yeah, turnovers lead to disastrous transition buckets and all kinds of bad things happening to us. So if we can limit those, we're in great hands. Okay, so let's do that. Secondly, I want to see us get off to a quick start because last game we did it. The game before that we did that, and we won both of those games. So if we can do that, man, that would be really, really nice. And then finally, I want to say it is key for LeBron James to have his moment tonight. Because when he's playing good, we're very efficient and we're really good. Same thing with Luka. Those 2 players right there, when they combine for 60 plus and then the role players chip in here and there, it's hard to beat us. And then when they do it efficiently, great. So let's let the King have his moment tonight in Cleveland. And hopefully, I want to commend LeBron. I don't think this has been done enough because LeBron James has done a great job of allowing others to shine. For example, Luka is leading the league in scoring. People thought LeBron James would not coexist with Luka because they both need the ball in their hands. But LeBron has been very unselfish, and he's allowed Luka to do his thing. Luka's gotten more comfortable as we progress here. And same thing with Austin. Austin's having a career year with LeBron James on the court as well. So I think it was also a blessing for LeBron to see how good Luka and Austin were together before he came back. But LeBron was so cerebral. He was always going to do that. He was going to be selfless. So I want to commend him for doing that. And hopefully they continue that because, like I said, when him and Luka combined, it is fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolute fireworks when they're efficient. Really quick, I want to share my prize picks entry. Let's see if I pull it up here. Remember, guys, promo code DTLF gets you guys 50 when you deposit and play your first 5. All right, so let me go ahead and pull it up here. Here's my prize picks entry. I went ahead and put it ahead of time. We've been so close to winning, guys, literally 1 player off every night that I wanted to put a little more thought, so I put it in ahead of time. Feel free to tail my entry. It is LeBron James over 23.5. He's back home. Amen Thompson over rebounds and assists 13.5. Kobe White over 20 points. He's been getting it the last 4 out of 5 games. Brandon Miller over in 20.5 versus Memphis. They're an up and down team. And then Luka, I'm gonna make him more of a playmaker tonight. 9 assists. I think he'll get that. And then Donovan Mitchell, 5.5 free throws. We struggle to keep guys off the line, especially crafty, athletic guys like Donovan Mitchell who can, get to the basket and do some damage. So we can keep him off the line. It'll be clutch, but I still think he gets about 6-7 free throws tonight for sure. My guy said, I'm sorry, Giannis prefers it to be sooner than later because you have to wait 6 months to get that extension he's currently eligible for. Yeah, I read about that, man. That's interesting. And you know what? We'll see. I would hate to see him in Golden State. That's all I'm going to say. I don't care if he goes to Miami or whatever, but I would hate to see him in Golden State. I hope he doesn't extend Curry's life cycle. That's all I got to say about that. As long as it ain't in Golden State or the Clippers or any team like that we despise, or Boston, I'll be all right, even if we don't get him. I even heard Rich Paul was trying to be relevant again, and he was trying to get Giannis. So it'll be interesting for sure what happens there. He says, did you hear Dalton Connect wants to be traded from our Lakers? Well, I didn't hear for Shadams or Mark Stein yet. So until I hear from them, I will take it with a grain of salt, because remember, a lot of people claim to have sources. They don't. Okay. So just be careful what reports you read on the net. We'll see how true it is. It would be nice if Dalton got a fresh start somewhere, but I don't think he's requested a trade yet. We'll see. He said, no, you think that's the case? He hates Dan Gilbert. Yeah, he hates Dan Gilbert, but he's played for Dan Gilbert even after hating Dan Gilbert. You know, I just think LeBron and Clutch are so inflated. They're never going to have a perfect relationship with any front office. You know, but again, we'll see. We'll see. Again, it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting summer for sure. He's not playing at a level above the 20 million or so at this time. We literally have metrics that measures this. LeBron's having a good season for where his career is at. Okay, at 41, he's having a good season. And I'm actually really shocked that he's been this efficient this year. You know, if we're talking about efficiency, he might not be worth the 50 mil anymore, but star wise and putting butts on seats and just by his name by itself, they're selling the jerseys and the tickets, so he's worth the 50 mil to the franchise for sure. He has said so several times. Sure, he'll be more loved, but he's loved in every city. That's what the tour is for. Again, the way things have turned out and transpired, I would be shocked if the Lakers extend him an extra year. I wouldn't mind, but I would be shocked. Okay, the way things have transpired. If he does extend here, though, he is going to have to take a pay cut. We're going to have to sign some other free agents. He hasn't been willing to do that in his career either. But again, the LeBron situation, man, I know a lot of LeBron fans want him to stay put, and that's fine. Some LeBron fans actually want him to go to Cleveland, and that's fine too. Whatever LeBron decides for himself. The only thing I'm focused on is just how the Lakers are going to move forward from it. You know, when it does happen, it'll eventually happen. LeBron will move on, whether it's via retirement or free agency. But I'm curious to see how the Lakers will pivot and how quickly they will move to acquire their next star, if that, or if they're going to elect depth over star power to build around Luka and Austin, or like what their plan is going to be. I think that's what really intrigues me about all this, even more so than just the LeBron metric and what he wants to do. For me, it's how the Lakers roster will look afterwards and how quickly they're going to pivot. You know, let's see what happens. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting for sure. Where do you guys see LeBron James, though? If you guys had, gun to the head right now, if you guys had to bet your house on it, where would you guys give me? I just want to see one word answers. What city do you guys think LeBron plays in next season? I'm just curious. And if you're not watching this video live right now, once it posts, I want to know your guys' answer as well, because I'm super curious, man. It is definitely the question that is going to be, plaguing the internet until he makes his decision. LeBron is that special. He just attracts that much attention. He does. And he loves it. He loves the attention, man. He might act annoyed or whatever when, he does the post-game conference and stuff, but he likes it, man. He likes the attention. Sharon said, I was about to say, Dan, he's worth 50 million just on his popularity alone, TV merch and arenas. And so exactly. That's what I'm saying. For sure. To the franchise, wherever he's in, he's going to be worth every penny and more. For sure. I'm not saying he's not. But we're just talking about a basketball standpoint at this point of his career. From a basketball standpoint, you want to compete for titles as a fan, right? So you would hope that he does the right thing and takes a pay cut, but he's never been a believer of taking pay cuts throughout his career. So do I see it happening? I can see it happening for Cleveland or a city he really, really, really loves and he has a great relationship with or whatever, But again, we'll see. It's all hearsay for now. You think LeBron okay. I see some Lakers. I see some Cleveland in there, sprinkled in there. We'll see. We're going to find out real soon. But all right, guys. That is going to wrap it up for me here at Pregame, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you already have not. Lots of more conversations coming to this channel, man. Lots of more conversations. We're going to have NBA Coast to Coast tomorrow morning with my co-host, Lou, as well as the return of Around the League. Once I get back into my apartment, the return of Around the League is coming back. And then I got you guys here tonight for post game, and over on my second channel. I want to say thank you guys so much, man. You guys helped me unlock super chats on the second channel already, so I appreciate that, guys. Kind of done it with all your support and love, man. The watch parties have been tremendous. The gaming has been awesome, and a lot more content going to be unlocked from that. Love you too, Frederick. Appreciate you, bro. And I hope to see you guys on the watch party, and then later on for post game. Hopefully, we celebrate in victory. This is not going to be an easy game. The Cavs are tough. All right, they've won 4 games in a row for a reason. Really tough team. I hope the Lakers bring their A game because we have a chance. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys for the post game. All right. Enjoy the game. Peace.